Here's more wrestling news for December 16th, 2025. Your headlines for this afternoon include: major update emerges on Chris Jericho's wrestling future beyond 2025. Where is Nyla Rose? AEW absence remains a complete mystery. Judgment Day member stepping away from WWE for surgery. Unseen footage shows how Hendry secretly appeared at Saturday night's main event. Why AEW Dark suddenly returned, real reason revealed, and more. Brock Lesnar is expected to be part of WrestleMania 42, and a new report has shed light on who WWE currently plans for him to face on the biggest stage of them all. According to Self-Made Pro, during the latest Self-Made session, WWE is now lining up a long-awaited dream match: Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. While that matchup feels massive on its own, the report notes that it wasn't always the original direction. Gunther is definitely working Brock at WrestleMania. It was originally going to be Braun Breaker versus Brock, but now that Braun Breaker is set to get a title match there, Brock is facing Gunther. That pivot lines up with earlier reporting from F4W Online, which indicated WWE is planning 2 major World Championship matches for WrestleMania 42. One of those is expected to see CM Punk defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker, a move that effectively reshuffled WWE's long-term plans. Punk getting pinned, that finish was there to tell the story. The idea is that we're supposed to know WrestleMania, which is Cody and Roman, and Punk versus Braun Breaker are the championship matches. With Breaker elevated into a marquee title bout, WWE reportedly adjusted course, opening the door for Lesnar and Gunther to finally collide. It's a matchup fans have talked about for years, and one even Gunther himself has publicly welcomed. If this plan holds, WrestleMania 42 could feature one of the most physical showdowns in recent history. The Beast Incarnate versus the Ring General isn't just a big-name attraction, it's the kind of brutal, hard-hitting spectacle that could steal the entire weekend. Do you think Brock Lesnar versus Gunther is the WrestleMania match fans have been waiting for? Or would you have preferred a different opponent for Lesnar? Share your thoughts and how you'd book WrestleMania 42 in the comments below. Chris Jericho may be leaning into nostalgia and cryptic teases, but if there's one thing that's clear right now, it's that he's not done wrestling. During a recent Fightful Select Q&A podcast, Sean Ross Sapp addressed growing speculation that Jericho could be eyeing retirement as soon as 2026. According to Sapp, that simply isn't the case. He's not done wrestling right now, pushing back on the idea that Jericho is preparing to walk away anytime soon. As WWE return rumors continue to circulate, Sapp also made it clear that even if retirement talk were legitimate, it wouldn't necessarily stop WWE from bringing Jericho back. I don't think that would prevent WWE from bringing him back. Sapp went a step further, offering his perspective on Jericho's current role in AEW and why a change of scenery might make sense. In his view, Jericho's run in Tony Khan's promotion may have reached its natural conclusion. I believe his time with AEW right now is just over and they've squeezed all the juice out of that one that they can. By contrast, Sapp believes WWE presents a fresher creative landscape for Jericho, especially in terms of crowd reactions and presentation. It's not that way in WWE. I think the crowd will react the way WWE wants them to for this tour. He also noted that WWE's pace and broader ecosystem could open doors Jericho hasn't explored yet, particularly with WWE's working relationships outside the company. I think it's a better fit right now, I think it's a better pace right now, and I think that there is more creatively for him to do, especially considering the ties to TNA and AAA, of which he has also not performed in. That said, Sapp didn't rule out the possibility of a retirement tour down the line. With Jericho, anything remains possible. I mean, it's always possible with him that he does a retirement tour and then does an honest-to-God retirement match in AEW afterward. Like, anything's possible with him. For now, though, one thing is clear: Chris Jericho isn't hanging up his boots in 2026. The end may be closer than it once was, but the final chapter hasn't been written yet. Would you rather see Chris Jericho return to WWE for one last run, or finish his career in AEW? Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Nyla Rose hasn't appeared on AEW television in over a year, and according to Fightful, no one seems to know why. During the December 14th, 2025 Fightful Select Q&A, Sean Ross Sapp was asked about the possibility of Rose returning to AEW programming after being referenced by Athena on ROH. What followed was a revealing response that highlighted a much larger issue within AEW's creative process. I don't know that Nyla knows why she hasn't been on TV for a year. I don't know why she hasn't been. People that I talk to in the company don't know why. Sapp went on to place Rose's situation alongside several other notable names who have quietly disappeared from AEW television, including Britt Baker and Scorpio Sky, talents who were once prominently featured and, in some cases, remain healthy and available. This is one of the biggest criticisms I have of AEW, is that people will just be pulled from TV and just forgotten. Rose's last AEW television match took place on AEW Rampage in November 2024. Since then, she's continued to wrestle outside the company, logging roughly a dozen matches on the independent circuit, but has not appeared on Dynamite or Collision once during that stretch. AEW has often positioned itself as a more transparent and talent-friendly alternative to WWE. However, the growing number of wrestlers seemingly benched without explanation, injury updates, or creative closure is raising questions among fans and observers alike. As of now, AEW has offered no comment on Rose's status. Whether she returns soon, receives a formal explanation, or continues to remain off television remains unclear, but the silence surrounding her absence is becoming harder to ignore. What do you think is really happening with Nyla Rose and other AEW talents who have vanished from TV? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Judgment Day's JD McDonough has officially been sidelined, and now fans know why. The WWE superstar took to his Instagram story to reveal that he's checked into the hospital and is undergoing surgery, confirming that the injury he's been battling is no longer something he can push through. McDonough shared a photo of himself laid back with his hand in a cast, signaling a significant setback. Been working through some stuff for the last few months, but now it's time to pump the brakes and get put back together. Won't be long, BRB. While McDonough did not disclose the specific nature of the injury, the visible cast strongly suggests that the surgery is related to his hand or wrist. McDonough's most recent in-ring appearance came on the November 24, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw, where he competed in singles action against Rey Mysterio and came up short. Since then, his absence had quietly raised questions that are now answered. With Judgment Day continuing to evolve on WWE television, McDonough's recovery timeline will be worth monitoring as he works his way back to full strength. Are you looking forward to JD McDonough's return? And how do you see him fitting into Judgment Day's future once he's healed up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Joe Hendry's surprise appearance at Saturday night's main event was one of the night's most talked about moments, but now fans know exactly how it came together. In a behind-the-scenes clip shared by TikTok user Ringside Beard, footage shows the precise moment Hendry made his WWE entrance, by literally crawling out from under the ring. As his music hit, Hendry emerged from beneath the apron, popped up at ringside, and slid into position with perfect timing, setting the stage for what looked like a seamless and dramatic arrival on television. While the live broadcast made the appearance feel spontaneous, the footage shows Hendry waiting patiently under the ring until his cue, then hitting his mark flawlessly. It's a small detail, but one that underscores how much thought goes into WWE's presentation and how Joe Hendry's surprise moment was anything but accidental. Rob Van Dam has shared a deeply personal update, and it's far more serious than anything happening inside a wrestling ring. During an interview on TMZ's Inside the Ring, the WWE Hall of Famer revealed that his wife, Katie Forbes, has been hospitalized with a high-risk pregnancy complication as the couple prepares to welcome twin girls just days before Christmas. According to RVD, Forbes is currently dealing with preeclampsia, a serious condition that has required full-time hospital care. She went to the hospital not feeling well. They kept her and said she's got something called a preeclampsia. It has something to do with the placenta, RVD explained. They were talking about taking the babies out, and then they said the longer they can keep them cooking in there, the better. Doctors have now laid out a plan that keeps Forbes in the hospital until delivery. RVD said the current goal is to reach 34 weeks, at which point the twins will be delivered if they haven't arrived naturally, putting a Christmas Day birth firmly on the table. So they're going to wait till 34 weeks. The plan is right now, if they don't come out by then, they're going to take them out and we're going to have Christmas babies. She can't come home, RVD said. That preeclampsia gave her high blood pressure and it became a considerably unsafe environment for the baby, so they gotta stay there to keep that in control. I guess the preeclampsia doesn't go away until you give birth. While Van Dam is currently scheduled for a wrestling return in Australia this February, he made it clear that nothing is more important than Katie's health and the safe arrival of their daughters. For now, everything is on hold as the couple navigates a tense and emotional stretch leading into the holidays. AEW Dark made an unexpected return this weekend, but the move wasn't driven by nostalgia alone. According to PW Insider, the decision to tape a one-night-only episode of AEW Dark in Cardiff, Wales came directly from Tony Khan, who wanted to give the UK crowd something special while also creating additional opportunities to spotlight members of the AEW roster. Rather than a quiet throwback, the taping was positioned as a unique bonus for fans in attendance. The special episode was filmed exclusively for YouTube and is set to premiere Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, marking the first AEW Dark content since the show was shelved in 2023. While this isn't the start of a weekly revival, it does signal Khan's willingness to bring the format back for the right moment. The full match lineup for AEW Dark Stocking Stuffer includes the Death Riders versus the Grizzled Young Veterans and Nathan Cruz, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Mascara Dorada versus Mark Andrews, Kid Lycos 1 and Kid Lycos 2, Isla Dawn versus Marina Shafir. While there are no current plans to make AEW Dark a regular fixture again, this special taping shows the format isn't completely off the table when the timing and setting makes sense. Would you like to see more one-off AEW Dark specials from international tapings? Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.